to my left is accompanied to ringside by Ryan Rush Galeone. And he represents from Providence, Rhode Island,
DC being joined by Warbeard Hanson. Veda's got some choice words for Karen Q. She was without an opponent last night, but that did not stop her from getting involved in the action, costing you your match against Ryan Galeone.
Well, you invited me here to do commentary. I know why I'm here, because you know I'm pissed off and you want to hear me talk as much crap as I can about the two of them in the ring. Well, Galeone, as the broads are hitting each other here, Galeone is a very talented man, and I gotta tell you, he's very smart to be with Veda Scott. But Veda Scott, as smart as she thinks she is, has a mouth way too big for her own good.
Well, that's why she's got Galeone in her corner, and as we see, Karen Q with the early onslaught, obviously coming from a gymnastics background. Is Veda Scott using that sunset flip instead of into a pin, driving her opponent into the buckle. I mean, Veda Scott's a very cunning individual. You can understand why the alliance works to their benefit. Veda Scott runs her mouth. Ryan Galeone backs her up. Ryan Galeone, still somebody who's still trying to find his feet in the world of professional wrestling. Veda Scott can map out that plan for him.
Exactly.
She can fill in the gaps. Do you think he's going to get involved here tonight?
If I know Veda Scott, of course he's going to get involved.
And Veda Scott looking like she was going to kick Karen Q in the back. Instead, she raked her across the back and then just kicked her in the chest.
Veda's somebody who thrives off the animosity of the audience. She's not one who likes to hear cheers. She likes to feel hatred for her.
Absolutely, and I mean, to be a professional wrestler, you know what I mean? You got to do, I mean, you're going to combat with somebody. You've got to, whatever it's going to take to psych yourself up, but I mean, it's not a very good strategy as far as I'm concerned. When you have the crowd behind you, anything can happen. I mean, these are the people that pay month in, month out to support Beyond Wrestling, support the majority of the wrestlers here. Why you would want to turn your back on them is a mystery to me.
Well, it's an addiction she has. She can't handle admiration from audiences. She needs their hatred, and that's what fuels her.
Well, Karen Q able to sidestep Veda Scott, and Veda Scott taking her down with that glancing blow on that rolling capo kick.
I'm not sure she got all of it.
Enough to take her down, but I think that's why she didn't rush right into the cover. I think she's going to look to try and capitalize while her opponent's still down. Instead, Karen Q, I don't even think she's realizing how close she is to Ryan Galeone as she tries to make some separation and retreat on the floor. And instead staying on the apron instead of going out to the floor. Karen Q missing wildly. Veda Scott trying to hook that dragon sleeper. Ooh, she's just bending the neck across the rope.
It's not a favorable position for anyone.
Kind of an ugly hold, but effective nevertheless. And now Veda Scott, what could you be looking for here? Maybe a DDT? No. Instead, it's Karen Q that had Veda Scott hooked. But that was Warbeard. That was a desperation maneuver because I don't know who got the worst of that. Veda Scott skull first in the apron. Karen Q colliding the floor here at Electric Haze.
Well, hopefully this is enough to get Karen Q some momentum. Back in the ring, get the audience behind her.
Is this a smart move, rushing right in, not making the most of that 10 count to try and recover? It looks like she's struggling to perhaps get a pin.
Sometimes with a hard landing like that, you're literally running on instinct. That's what she's doing right now.
Of course, Karen Q relatively new to the world of professional wrestling. I think she's only about a year or so in. Veda Scott, somebody who's been competing at a national spotlight for better or for worse since she's debuted, so. Oh! Big old spine buster. Rolling on her, finding her footing. Great execution on that moonsault. Didn't take too much time to get in the pin there, had both legs hooked.
Amazing athleticism from Karen Q. Here they come, here they come.
But see, this is what I'm talking about. So most wrestlers thrive off of this. You're saying it's the opposite for Veda Scott.
Yes, exactly.
And just like that, Ryan Galeone grabbing the feet of Karen Q, and she's going to be looking to set up to clear the distance. Oh! Oh, she just dumped her.
Yeah, dumped her for sure.
Ooh. And that time bridging with it. That's it. Well, Veda Scott picking up a win. Give the credit to Ryan Galeone, just as we saw last night against you.
Veda obviously influenced Galeone.
Well, this tandem's 2-0 for the weekend.